Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 2 Self-Reflection. And this is going to be Episode 1, Part 2 of Who Am I? Welcome back. I hope you enjoy that music selection. So let's just jump right into it. This is, like I said before, part 2 of Who Am I? Now, in part 1, I did talk about I was struggling with just that question on who am I? For a good little while, because when I got into the world, the world told me that I was different because I didn't think, and I didn't express my emotions the same way like everybody else. And it was really difficult to even go through life at a very early age to figure out who am I as a person. Sorry about that. I was kind of stumbling over my words, but it was hard because for all y'all that's obviously living right now and going through whatever struggles that y'all going through, you know that life is not easy. Society will knock you down. And to be honest, if you let it knock you down and keep you down, it will keep pushing you down. Just doing what we do every single day, whether you're a parent or a provider or you're an entrepreneur or you're a wife or a husband or any type of spouse, like the task of day in and day out is hard and difficult. And especially if you don't know who you are, it's even harder. And I almost got to that point that I was getting to that breaking point because I lost who I was because I let society convince me that I was different. And so, like I said before in part 1, like I had a awakening of trusting myself, believing into myself that I am who I am. And I need to embrace that. I need to live whoever I am. I need to, let my light shine bright. Like I was slowly letting my light dim because I was being convinced, or I was letting myself be convinced that I was different. And to be honest, I'm not different. I don't see the world differently like anybody else. The only thing different is I don't look at the negative of the world. I constantly keep looking at the possibilities, the what if, the creativeness of the world, the beauty, the brightness. I don't look at the darkness. And I'm not saying that things don't happen to me. Shit, things happen to me every single day. But you know what? I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to feed into the negativity and let it consume me to a point that I walk around gloomy and be like, woe is me every single day. I will be strong. I will fight for whatever I believe in. But that goes without saying that I trust me enough. I love me enough to believe who am I as a person. And to everybody that's struggling with that, listen, the only way that I can actually help you with this is simple. Sit down and take time on figuring out what makes you you. How do you do that? You got to confront yourself in the mirror. You have to sit down and think about all these hard questions. Do not deny that from yourself. Listen, life is hard. Life is going to knock you in your mouth. Life will fuck you up if you let it. But I believe every last one of us has the tools and the knowledge to be whoever we want to be. And do not let society tell you, do not even let your partner tell you or your parents tell you who you are as a person. I know that might be hard for a lot of people, especially when it comes down to your parents, but our parents already lived. They already lived their life. Now it's time for us to live our life. And however we want to create that, we need to be confident and we need to be able to do that. And some of us are strong enough to do it. And some of us, it's having difficulties. And it's fine. But I don't want nobody to feel like they're lost or different, or because they don't love a certain way, they don't express their emotions a certain way, that you are different. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You ain't, there's nothing about you that is so different that you need to be felt like that you was an outcast. Because there's nothing wrong with you. Your feelings is your own. Your life is your own. You need to build your own you need to build your own happiness and create your own happiness. But you need to start from within. Do not bypass the most important thing in this world, and is yourself. This segment on Who Am I is really important because I'm going to go through a lot of different topics, and it's going to be all about self. And the number one thing I definitely wanted to start off with is, who am I? When you wake up in the morning, do you ask yourself that? Like, who am I? And if you don't know the answer, and if you go into a job, if you're in a relationship, if you're doing anything other than knowing what you truly want to do, that big question on who am I will haunt you to the day you die. Nobody can't bring you joy. Your job, your partner, your kids, that happiness, that longing desire of being fulfilled doesn't come from your partner. It doesn't come from your job. It comes from you. You need to be able to love yourself, look at yourself, and understand yourself. Don't hide. And listen, we all got flaws. Ain't nobody on this earth perfect. So don't worry about your imperfections, because your imperfections, to be honest, is beautiful in the eyes of somebody that loves you. Embrace who you are. Embrace the imperfections. Embrace everything about you. If you tall, embrace that. If you short, embrace that. If you a little bit heavier, embrace that. If you don't read as perfect as the next person, embrace that. If you're not an entrepreneur, embrace that. If you're a hard worker, if you, whatever you like, whoever you are, it does not matter. If you love books more than you love video games, or if you love video games more than you love books, who cares? You need to know who you are as a person, and that goes down to every fiber in your body. Stop trying to live a life that wasn't designed for you. Stop trying to be a person that, to be honest, the creator didn't create. The creator created you. And whatever gift you have, whatever beauty you have, and let me tell you, every last one of us is beautiful. And if nobody ever told you, I'll be the first one to tell you. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You're smart. And I said this multiple times in a couple of my podcasts. Stop looking for validation in others to give you that love, that encouragement, that lift me up spirit. I know it feels good. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Like, I know it feels good. But the person that needs to be lifting yourself up is yourself. Stop looking for that validation in other people, in your partners, in your kids, in your job. Because when you look for it and when you don't get it, it's going to destroy you. The only person that should be lifting you up is yourself. Now, your partner, your job, your kids, that's just extra. And by all means, yes, it feels good, getting praised by other people or by your kids, by your partner, by your job. Yes, it does feel good. But let me tell you, if you keep looking for the outside reinforcement, the outside validation, you won't get it when you definitely need it. So you need to be able to pick yourself up in the time that you need to pick yourself up. You can't rely on people to build you up. You need to do that on yourself. Now, one thing in life that I was taught, that people won't help you if you don't help yourself. That's something that I had to learn the hard way. Like, More so from my family. I would say there's a lot of people along the way in my journey that helped me out in so many ways. But I was in an opportunity, or I was in a place that they saw that I was actually working and I was doing my part to build myself up, and I wasn't looking for a handout. And that goes what I was saying for everything. Whether it's a relationship or career, people won't invest in you if you don't invest in yourself first. That's in careers, and that's in finding your partner. We need to be a better person for our careers, for our partners, and for our kids. We need to live and teach by example. Stop trying to teach our kids by words. Some of our kids don't learn by words. They mimic what they see. The first teacher in their life is going to be us, the parents. And the secondary is going to be teachers or life. So I suggest we do a better job on ourselves, being the best version that we can be for everybody else around us. And that starts with that number one question on who am I? I suggest you really dive deep into that and really embrace that concept and try to figure out who you are. Sit down, write down a whole bunch of questions. I don't care what comes to you, just write it down and read it back to yourself. And if you don't like what you wrote, guess what? Do something about it. That's the beauty of life. If you have the opportunity to wake up every single day, that means you have the opportunity every single day to change the outcome of your life, the outcome of your relationship, the outcome of your finances, the outcome of your job, the outcome of everything that you don't like in your life. You have the opportunity to change it at any given time. As long as that you ain't dying, you have the opportunity to change anything and everything in your life. There's nothing on this face of this earth set in stone. And that's the beauty of life. One day that you might be down, the next day you might be up. One day you might be broke as hell. The next day you might hit the lottery. That's the beauty of life. Nothing is ever consistent. Now, we can make it consistent. We can be comfortable and live a very comfortable lifestyle. And I'm not knocking that. But if you want to constantly keep growing, you got to step outside that comfort zone and push yourself to higher levels, to educate yourself, to challenge yourself, to, put yourself out there. Take me, for example. I think I said this in the first season. I'm not a podcaster. I'm learning. I was afraid to come on the mic and speak about what I'm speaking about. Now, don't get me wrong. I do a great job speaking in public, but that's different. Like, that's something that I've grown accustomed to. Like, I'm comfortable speaking in public. I can speak all day in public. But now you put me behind a microphone, I'm thinking that I need to be like this great podcaster, this great speaker. And I keep forgetting if I'm teaching y'all or if I'm telling y'all to be whoever y'all need to be, I need to bring the realness of me to this microphone. So that's what I'm doing. I need to live by example. I can't tell y'all or suggest y'all to do something that I'm not doing. That's hypocritical. So everything that I'm saying, I lived it or I'm living it. Do I have fear on doing certain things? Yes, but I don't let fear stop me. I said this to my daughter the other day, and we was talking about fear. And I know most of our kids look at us as we like these superheroes, like we have no fear. We don't we don't break and we can do everything. And that's good. I mean, it's good to show our kids that we are strong. But I actually sat down at the table, and I do this, I would say a lot of times. Like, I always sit at the table. The only reason why I do that is because me and my mom used to have these awesome talks at the table. And I told myself, when I grow up, when I have kids, I would love to have that connection with my child like I have with my mom. So without even knowing that, I created that environment that every time that we have a discussion, we sit at the table. And let me tell you, my daughter right now, she's 8 years old, about to be 9. And the conversation that we have, it is out of this world. Like, she comes up with these crazy topics, and it just blows my mind on all the stuff that we talk about. But there's one thing that we definitely talk about is fear. And I let her know that daddy is afraid. And she asked me, on what? I was like, every time that I have to do any type of event or speaking, I am afraid. And she like, really? I like, yeah. I don't go up there. I mean, I might seem like I am giving off so much of confidence, because I am confident in my abilities to speak, but I'm still speaking to 50 or 100 people that don't know me, and I don't know how they're going to respond to what I'm about to say. I'm confident in the message that I'm about to give, but I don't know the response that's going to come back. And then she asked me, why do I do it? I'm like, because if I let fear stop me, I would never do anything. So it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to step out there and get judged and get criticized. That's the only way that you get better. Listen, I remember the day when I quit my job. Like, I was terrified. I was on this company for about 7 years, and I woke up one day, I think it was a Wednesday, and I said, I'm about to quit. And at the time, like, shit, I'll be honest, I didn't have a solid game plan on how I was going to reach what I am doing right now. But I just know that I got to a point in my life that I couldn't go back to that company. Like, it was literally killing me every day, slowly, knowing I was giving my heart and soul to a company that wasn't bringing me value. And I mean, it destroyed me for 7 years inside. I was a walking zombie. Like, I hated every moment of my life. That was the lowest time in my life, that I gave my life for 7 years to a company that did not bring me value other than give me a paycheck. And most people are like, yeah, but you got paid. Money ain't shit if you ain't happy. I worked from sun up to sundown. Yeah, I had money. I couldn't enjoy it because I was too tired to even wake up to enjoy it. Couldn't even travel because I was so unhappy that I couldn't even find joy into just having a vacation. I was just thinking about, when I come back, I got to go back to work. Like, it destroyed me every day until I got to that point, to that breaking point, and I was like, fuck this. I'd rather die. And yeah, I said it. I'd rather die before I work another day in this company, because that's what I was doing. I was already dead. Like, there was nothing about my life that I was happy. I wasn't a father back then. I mean, I have nothing. Like, it sucked until I woke up one day, and it was like, I need to start living for myself. I need to find out, who am I? I need to find out what brings me happiness, what brings me joy. And it took me a while. But when I did that, things just started coming into play. People started walking into my life, and the people that wasn't supposed to be in my life started walking out my life. And it made my life a hell of a lot better. So I'm telling y'all, people, like, listen, Every story that I'm about to tell y'all is a chapter from my life. And some of them will be happy, some of them will be a little bit sad, but I will tell you this. I am grateful for every obstacle, for every setback, for everything that happened to me, from every person that I met, for every person that walked out of my life, and for every person that's in my life now, and for the future people that's going to be in my life. I am so grateful because it made me the person I am today. But I couldn't be that person if I didn't allow that to happen. If I didn't allow myself to be whoever I want to be. If I didn't allow myself to let my light shine brighter than anything out there, and don't care what people say. And yeah, I said it. I'm not trying to be arrogant or nasty about it, but I don't let words stop me. I don't let people criticism stop me. That's why, if you notice, every time when I close out, I always say, please give me back feedback, because I need to know. The only way that I get better is I need the feedback. I need the criticism, whether it's good or bad. I mean, look at all these pretty much innovators that created everything that we see, from the TV to the cell phone to the cars to the microphone. If they didn't get feedback on what they was doing wrong, we wouldn't have half of the technology that we have now. So understand, if you take criticism, and most people probably really can't take criticism, but look at it as a way to improve. Corrected criticism is very useful in personal development. It's going to help you if you allow it. When people tell you what you are doing, regardless of how they word it or not, just take it, write it down, and dissect it. For me, people that don't like me, I listen to them the most. Why? Because they're not afraid to tell me how they feel. And I love when people tell me what I'm doing wrong, because the people that love me are afraid to tell me what I'm doing wrong because they don't want to hurt my feelings. And I tell anybody, listen, ain't nobody on this earth can hurt my feelings. So please tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can correct it. I'm not a mind reader. I need to know if I'm saying something that's offending you, or if I'm doing something that is wrong, so I can correct that. And the same thing about my career. I might not have all the answers, but please believe it, I will learn it. But I still need that feedback. I need that criticism so I could get better. But that's me. I'm trying to be the best version that I can be for my partner, for my career, and for my kid. Because if I don't do that, then at the end of the day, who am I? I know what I want to be. I know who I want to be. And I'm very comfortable in my skin. And I love the life that I am creating. So I'm telling every last one of y'all, go out there and create the life that you want to create. Be the person that you want to be. And don't let nobody stop you. And don't let nobody tell you don't let nobody tell you that you are different. You are unique and you are one of a kind. But that don't make you different. And if you hear the word different, I don't want you to hear it and think that it's something negative. Take it with pride. To be unique, you are one of a kind. One of a kind. There's nobody out there like you. So if somebody do call you different, say thank you. Because, fact of the matter is, regardless, you are one of a kind. And there's nobody on this earth like you. So embrace it. Don't let society, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So I hope you love this message. And like always, please like this, share this. If you know that anybody that needs to hear this, pass on the message. And I would definitely love your feedback and your criticism. So until next time, I'll talk to you.